Hello friends, my name is Behroz. I'm a finance executive by profession, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the exact process you need to follow in order to move your car from Canada to United States. I made this move. I was living in Canada for 5 years and then I moved to United States, and I had a car which I had to make a decision whether I sell in Canada and incur some loss on it, or I move the same car to United States and not have to buy a new car in US because I have a car already which I've maintained and I've kept well. So now if you're moving to US, first of all, congratulations. That's a big step, and I'm sure you have 100 things on your mind, and right up there, you're probably thinking, what do I do with my car? Just like I was thinking as well. Should I take it? Am I even allowed to take it? What if I still have a loan on it? What if it is leased? Should I sell it? All those questions will be answered in this video. Now, all these questions are really important, and the worst thing you can do is start shipping the car or driving it to the border without proper preparation. You don't want to get surprised at the customs. You don't want delays, and you definitely don't want to find out the hard way that your car is not allowed to be moved or transported or transferred to US altogether. So let's break this down step by step. And before we get into this, in case you find any value from this video, please press the like button. Keeps me motivated, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel as well, because on this channel I post content pertaining to how you can achieve success in your career and build wealth, which is all about personal finance. Now, let's talk about the process step by step. Step one is first figuring out if you are even allowed to export your car or not. Now, this comes before anything else, before talking about any paperwork, before talking about anything related to shipping options, custom or duties. You first need to check two things. Does your car meet the US rules? And second, are you legally allowed to take it out of Canada or not? So let's tackle this one by one. The first one is the compliance side. So here what you do is go to your car. First and foremost, open the hood, and you're looking for a label that mentions US EPA emission compliance. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's a tiny thing or tiny sticker, sometimes it's even rubbed off, and in some cases it's not there at all. If it clearly says that the car meets EPA emission standards for the United States, well, amazing. That's the first green light. Now look at the door frame. Usually near the driver's side, you'll often find a manufacturer label mentioning the compliance with US safety standards. That's DOT compliance. If both of these are intact and clearly labeled, your life is easy. Just take a picture of those and print them out. You need a picture because you'll have to submit it as part of the documents at the border. Now, what if one of those labels is worn out, unclear, or missing? That's where a lot of people panic. You don't have to. You simply contact your dealership or the manufacturer and you ask them for something called a letter of compliance. It's basically a document that says, yes, this car meets US rules. They will charge you a small fee sometimes, but it's easy to request and it solves all problems. So my car was Nissan Pathfinder from Nissan. I just wrote to them and they sent me a letter and they didn't charge me anything. Now, that's the car side. Let's talk about the legal ownership side, because this trips up more people than anything else. So here's the thing. You might love your car, but if you don't own that car fully, you technically don't get to decide what country it goes to. If you still have a loan on your car, meaning you're still financing it, you cannot export it without permission from your lender. They legally own a part of your car. You don't own it completely. You need a signed letter from the bank or financing company that says that you're allowed to export the car permanently to the United States. So now some banks may flat out say no. So if you know you're moving to the United States in a few months and you're financing a vehicle, call your lender early if they will not approve, so at least you know earlier on. Secondly, you either pay off the entire car fully or you sell the car in Canada before you move altogether. I think if you have decided to move the car, you don't want to sell the car, buy a new car in the United States, best is to pay it off fully. Now, secondly, if your car is used to be financed, like it's not financed now, but used to be financed, you paid it off. That doesn't automatically mean that you're free to go, because in paperwork, that may still be showing up as the car owned by the financier. So if the loan was paid recently, many lenders still hold their title electronically until you have physical title or ownership document in your hands. US Customs can block your export, so don't assume paying it off is enough. Make sure you actually receive your title. And now the big one, which is lease vehicles. If your car is leased, I'll keep it very simple. Assume you cannot take it with you at all. Leasing companies almost always prohibit exporting the car. Even if they allow it, they will require you to buy out the lease first. So in most cases, if you're leasing the car stays in Canada unless you return it or you buy it out first. So So step one in one sentence is make sure the car meets US rules and make sure you legally own the car before you export it. Step two is gathering the paperwork you need to show at the border. Once you know the car qualifies and you're legally allowed to export it, now we move into paperwork part, and this is where most people get overwhelmed. Not because it's difficult, but because each form has a specific purpose and custom officers want them done properly. So let me talk you through each one of them one by one. Document one is the original vehicle title. This is your proof of ownership, not a photo, not a scan, the real thing. If the bank still has it, you're not exporting the car, you cannot export the car. If it's leased, you cannot export the car either. If you just paid off the car, request for the title document and wait until that actually arrives in your hand. Number two is the EPA form, which is 35201-1 form. This form basically says, yes, this car meets US emission rules. You can download it from the EPA website. When you're filling out, don't overthink it. You enter your make, model, VIN number, and in most cases you will check a box that confirms the car already meets US standards. That's usually code B or code E depending on the label. And here's a pro tip: take a photo of that emission sticker under the hood that I talked about earlier and attach it with the form. It makes the whole process much smoother and easier. Now document number three is .form HS7. This is safety declaration. Same idea. You're telling the US government that your car meets their rules for safety. It's available on the NHTSA website. When you fill it out, most people will check box 2A, which is for cars originally made to meet US standards. If for some reason your car is special case, a custom broker can help you figure out if box 3 applies instead. Again, attach a photo of the door sticker if you have it, and again, that will make things very easy. Now document number 4 and the last document is CBP form 3299. It tells US Customs that you are bringing your personal belongings into the country and not importing something to sell. Think of it as declaration that says, I'm moving my life, I'm not running a dealership here, I'm not running a business here. And yes, you list your car as part of your personal items. It can even help reduce or waive some duties that you might be required to pay on the borders if you qualify as a relocating resident. So step 2 is basically get your title, download 3 forms, fill them honestly, attach photos, and keep copies printed and digital. So at this point, you've cleared the hardest part of the journey. The rest, shipping, inspection, duty, is way simpler. You just need to go at the border, show these documents. It will take around 20-25 minutes for them to clear your vehicle and you're good to go. Now, few challenges that most people face and they don't kind of anticipate them. Now let's get into the critical nuances that can easily throw you off balance. These are the things most people don't think about until it's too late. First, there's a common myth that cars over 25 years old are automatically easy to import. While they might be exempt from some DOT safety standards, they still need to meet EPA emission requirements, so don't assume your Class 6 car gets a free pass. Second, be very careful with modifications that you've done on your car. If you've done any aftermarket work, especially to the engine, exhaust, or suspension, you may have accidentally voided its EPA or DOT compliance. This can make it incredibly difficult and expensive for you to fix in a way that you can import the car. Third, there is a new challenge in 2025 with regards to tariff. The US has announced a 25% tariff on imported vehicles from Canada. Now, the import nuance here is that this primarily affects commercial imports and dealerships. If you are a private individual moving your personal vehicle, moving your life for, again, relocation purposes, you will likely be exempt, but the rules are complex. So you must verify this with your shipper or broker as much as possible. You don't want to be in a situation where you are at the border and now you have to face a 25% tariff. And even after your car clears federal customs, you have to deal with state rules. Some states like California have their own strict emission tests that your car must pass before you can get it registered. So to conclude, moving your car from Canada to US is absolutely possible, but you just need to follow the process and be very careful with regards to your planning. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.